this. And this. Oh, I'm so done with this thing. This is the 5th time it falls off this trip. First thing I'm doing when I come back is I'm welding it, because these clamps are horrible. Oh my goodness. And this. And this.
Off-roading. Things we gotta do. This guy hates his car now.
And this. Ну, тут аккурант. Почему? Откуда вы? Not sure why that's there. But that's the problem right there. If you've seen any of the other videos, you know that my Jeep has some problems. So today I got some parts to install and some fabrications to make. I've got a fully aluminum 2-row radiator off of eBay because they're on a budget. A fan, an electric fan. And I also have a transmission oil cooler. And a couple other small things like a switch panel for the interior since I'm installing a fan. And I have a couple new connectors for the battery terminals. Some wiring for the fan. And that's about it for now. But let's take care of this issue first. This took a little longer than expected, but I got it welded. That ain't the prettiest, it's probably the ugliest, but I welded this clamp in here just in case too, just for extra security. Okay, on to the next thing. Problem number 1 solved, and problem number 2, time to fix that one. Alright, now it's time to fix this issue with the radiator that's definitely not leaking. Okay, let's get to it. It's 6:43. I started at 5:15. An hour and a half later, and the radiator is out. Moment of truth. I started taking the radiator out at 5:15. It's 8:37. We did take a lunch break though, so it's like.
Okay, let's go.
Alright.
Let's see. Уже проблема.
Okay, finally have this dumb thing in. Took longer than needed again. Still didn't fully connect it, but it's in. Almost done. This problem is almost solved. Okay, what's next, Matthew?
We're doing a transmission intercooler. Now we need
just transmission oil cooler. Okay, yeah.
Is not an intercooler?
It's a transmission oil cooler. Oh. What'd you say? It's a transmission oil cooler.
Oh. So we're doing a transmission oil cooler. Now we have to figure out where we're gonna install it.
Yeah, we're doing this along with that fan. Now we should find a placement for
I
it.
was saying do it like somewhere like this, somewhere here.
Yeah, I'd probably do that if I have enough space for it. I think small little problem. This little bleeder screw valve thingy, whatever. Somebody broke it.
It wasn't me.
I broke it. Alright guys, it's day 2. Well, evening 2. It's 6:22. I'm gonna see what I could get done tonight. Alright guys, so I pretty much have the whole radiator on except for the bottom hose, and I didn't fully tighten it just in case I need to move it around when I'm going to be installing and routing the transmission oil cooler. This bracket, somehow because of this radiator, I can't really put it on. I need to trim it there. All right, there you go. That's a lot better. These holes line up, no problem now. There you go. Okay, I finally threw that away. So this lock, I ended up bending it out, but it was hitting on the hood. So I bent this more out, I bent these bars more out, put some spacers there. So the lock is very jerry-rigged, but it works. It closes, and now there's good space right there. I can even mount this up here. Okay, this is the final result of that. It is looking good, a lot better. That bracket clears, I already checked it. So pretty much, so from my top transmission line, that's to the cooler. So from my top transmission line goes to here, and then the bottom of this cooler goes to the radiator. And from the radiator goes back to the transmission. Look at that clearance. Dude, it's literally like perfect. And some of you might say, why is it off-centered? Now I know. It's so that there's no hard angles right after the hose comes out. I just wanted to give it some slack. I'm gonna mount my fan something like this. I'm pretty tired. I got work tomorrow. It's 12 a.m. Yeah. So the only thing I got left for this part of the build is obviously cut these fenders, install the fan, install, wire it, and then just wash it and ready to go until the next thing breaks, and then I have to fix the next thing. So yeah, that's it for tonight. All right, another late afternoon start. I'm after work. My dad repaired this valve. This guy's a master. I would not have been able to do that. All right, Matthew pulled up. We're gonna start trying to tackle this issue right here. I don't know who messed that up, but probably Matthew. Okay, this whole issue. It could have been avoided if I just took my spacers off, but then it's starting to look that aggressive, and I want it to look aggressive. So now I have to cut it. The only problem is we got to figure out how. I got to figure out how. We eliminated the bad, but it looks like we made it worse. No, I mean, this is workable with. Like,
Doesn't look bad.
It looks
bad.
better than it was, you know? So now I'm thinking probably cut it all the way right here. Maybe if I cut it like level here, and then I kind of go out and match this door frame. Kind of like angle it, and just something like that.
You could try that.
Alright, this is the progress so far. I have a lot cut out. Okay, this is that tire jacked up fully all the way. That's pretty much as close as it's gonna get. I should be able to slide with that. And next day, Another later in the new afternoon start. This is the setup. Got a little heater, some lights. Also produce a little bit of heat. Filed down and cleaned up as much as I can. And the most recent solution that Philip came up with is this, which makes sense because that's exactly what that is pretty much. So it's gonna be easier for me, and then caulk it with this. It's not exactly for this job, but right here it says adheres to vinyl, aluminum, metal. Alright, while that foam is drying, I'm gonna try to get started on this side. Alright, I'm off a little earlier today. I got all my tools, got a few hours of daylight. Let's see what we can get done today. Alright. Alright guys, fair warning, if you're using a jigsaw, make sure to mask your body off. I left super big scratches. Oops. Alright, this is what it's looking like. To clean as well. So like my boy Philip likes to say, do your best, caulk the rest. Nice crisp line. Alright, let's get to bed lining it. Here's how the driver's side looks after everything. All cut, ready to get caulked. I just need to dry the fenders. Sanded this down so there's no sharp corners anywhere. Let's do it. I think it's a good idea to use a wired brush and go through the wheel well. Just give the bed liner something to grab onto, and same with on the fender itself, just a little bit, just so that the bed liner holds on a little bit better. Use something like this or like this. If you do this before you caulk, actually it makes it a lot easier, just FYI. So do both sides. Then it's a good idea to grab something like this and use something like this, wax and grease remover, just pour some on and wipe all the fenders of all the extra grease and all the dust from sanding. Dude, literally from here you can't even tell. That looks sweet. Here's the result of that. Completely off the ground. This side is done. This side is done too. Alright, finally, I have this thing put back together for the most part. I mean, yeah, bumpers on. So, okay, what I have completed on this part of the build: new radiator, fan is placed. It's not wired yet because I really didn't want to do that, and I don't really need it yet. Until I'll do it in the summer. Transmission, oil cooler. I got that all trimmed up. I got that all in place, and then fenders are cut. This is it on the ground. Fenders cut. Exhaust is welded. Yeah, so this is what it looks like right now. Thank you for watching. See y'all in the next one, I hope.